Organic Mamas, my name is Katie and I'm here to talk to you today about infant baby cereal. We're going to talk about iron fortification, what that means, and why it's important for infant baby cereals to be iron fortified. Last year, I became a new mom, and so I've really taken into consideration a lot of things that I've been told are important for my baby, things that are optional. Ultimately, I do tell everyone to consult their pediatrician, and in terms of, if your baby's experiencing weight loss or they have allergies, anything like that, please definitely reach out to your pediatrician. I by no means am a pediatrician, so this is just friendly mama advice, one mama to another. And moving on from that, I really wanted to talk about infant baby cereal today, just because there are a lot of options out there. Gerber sells one, or actually multiple different kinds. I want to say there's Earth's Best, Amara, and then Little Spoon. Little Spoon is gaining quite a bit of traction. They're known for being organic, which is great because this is the Organic Mama channel. Earth's Best is also organic. I think Amara is as well. I don't think Gerber is organic with their infant baby cereals, so if that's something that matters to you, then the other three would be probably the better choice, or not just better, but maybe would have what you're looking for. Before we jump into infant baby cereal, I wanted to talk about what it means for it to be iron fortified. When a food is iron fortified, it means that it's iron supplemented, or it's had iron added to it for nutritional benefit. And so you're definitely going to want your infant baby cereal to have iron in it, and here's why. So around, I want to say 4 to 6 months, babies start to lose their iron stores, or they start to deplete. And so the iron that they had stored up from when they were born, from the mom's umbilical cord and just from being in the womb, that starts to kind of, wear off, and you're gonna want something to kind of help supplement that. Whether you are breastfeeding, formula feeding, or a combination. So you can either, get foods that are supplemented with iron, or I kind of try to do more of this other option where you're feeding your baby foods that are naturally occurring with iron. And so that would be like fish, eggs, spinach, or seafood, nuts, things like that. You're really gonna wanna start letting your baby, this is like the best time anyway, because around 6 months, babies are usually given the go-ahead to start trying solids. And so they're trying new textures, flavors, and letting them experience, foods with iron in them is like kind of, getting 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's what iron fortification means, ultimately. And there are baby cereals that have iron in them, and that's something you're going to want to look on the label. When you're buying any baby food, but especially, infant baby cereal, which is what we're talking about, I would for sure look on the label, read how much iron is in it, talk with your pediatrician, if you have additional questions, about, how much iron should my baby be getting, do I really need to supplement with iron? And then if your baby is iron deficient, or if you have concerns about that, reach out to your pediatrician as well, because they can test for things like that. Look out for if your baby is paler than usual, if they're really fatigued, fussy. These symptoms kind of happen on a day-to-day basis, except for the pale one. That one I think is, aside from normal everyday baby things, a baby being fussy, that's not necessarily cause for concern, unless it's extensive. And so if you're not sure whether your baby is deficient in iron, I would definitely reach out to your pediatrician. Again, they can help with that. The next thing we're going to be talking about is nutrient density, or nutrient dense. And so it doesn't necessarily have a definitive definition, which is why I think a lot of, products use that. Just because it can kind of have a wide range of what it really means. But my definition is that it benefits the body and it has vitamins and minerals to benefit. And so if it doesn't have that, I don't really think it's nutrient dense, if it's not really benefiting the body, not just for adults, but for babies as well. And so I have tried Little Spoon. This is what their packaging looks like for their baby cereal. On the back, when you're looking at what to read on a label, you're looking for, is it iron fortified? So meaning, is there iron in it? And not just like a little bit of iron, but does it have a significant amount? And I believe they have like 5 milligrams of iron. Yeah, 5.5 milligrams. Earth's Best, I believe when I looked at the store, they had more iron, but I also just really liked that Little Spoon, they had more like vitamins and minerals added as well. The only thing that I'll say was not my favorite about Little Spoon in terms of the ingredients was that, or the only thing I would change, is what they use for vitamin B12. It's cyanocobalamin, but I would rather them have had methylcobalamin, just because it's like the active form. And so that's the only change I would really make to Little Spoon. So what do we look for on the labels? At the store, I tend to look for, does it have iron in it? Not just a little bit, but does it have a significant amount of iron? I would look for if there's any other vitamins and minerals, things, you know, like vitamin B, D, calcium, potassium. Those are all really great vitamins. And so I would look and see, is that something that's on the label? No sugar added. At this stage, you really don't want sugar added to foods, especially because babies are young and they don't need the sugar intake. They can get it naturally from fruits and veggies and just things that occur with that, but you really don't want sugar added to their baby food, especially at this young of a stage. When I was at the store, I looked at Earth's Best, Little Spoon, Amara. I know that they have an infant baby cereal, but I could not find it at the stores that I went to. Gerber, they had multiple options, but I don't believe that they're organic, as I mentioned earlier, and so that was kind of a no for me. You know, that's really up to you and your decision. So this is just an added bonus, but Little Spoon also has foods like for when you're ready to try baby-led weaning, if you want to try that. It's where you allow the baby to control the spoon and how much they're intaking in food. And so it's definitely the messy option when you're feeding your baby, but it does give them more of a sense of independence and helps them learn new flavors and textures. But Little Spoon does have options for that. I want to say Earth's Best has options for up to, I want to say about age 2, but Little Spoon goes further than that and has options for kids like meals. And so if you kind of just want something easy or don't really want to have to think, but you want a healthy option, at Target, Little Spoon, they do have some options in the frozen section. So the other day when I tried out Little Spoon with my baby for like the first time, she actually enjoyed it. Like, she liked it. And so that was kind of a cool thing, because I wasn't really sure how she was going to respond. Generally, she does pretty good with all kinds of food. I feel really blessed in that way, because there's only like a few foods that she really won't eat. She'll just spit them back out. And they're surprising, because it's sweet potato, avocado, and banana. I think the sweet potato and banana are more surprising for me, that she wasn't really a big fan of. But the avocado, she was like, no thanks, definitely not. And so this 4 to 6 months, you know, are really when they start solids. It's just a fun adventure, and I hope that you mamas enjoy every single moment. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.